Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the DAX today? So the weekly DAX, it's 2 weeks in a row now where we have closed with pretty much no direction. So, we've moved the downside, come back. Then we moved the upside and we come back. And we're just staying in, at this 12,500 area. So clearly what you can see out of this is nobody's really willing to trade at the moment, and the geopolitical noise is holding everybody back at this stage. If you look at the daily, you can see we do have a potential reversal pattern. So that was our first reversal, and this was a confirmation. So we do have a potential reversal, and we also have a break of this trend line. Well, not really a trend line, it was a channel in typical DAX fashion. So, at first glance, when you look at this, what I'm looking for is a move, a measured move basically, back to the bottom here around 11,700. So that's kind of, if I look at this on a daily, that's kind of the view that you have. We've broken this channel to the downside, so I'm looking for a short, and my stop is up there at 250 points. Now, 250 point stop loss is way too high for me, so immediately go straight down to the 1 hour. But before we do that, let's just get rid of this measured move. Let's get down here. Okay, so sorry, let's just start to the 4 hour. If we look at the 4 hour, we can see the range, the channel has broken, so you'd expect us to come back up into, I would say, this inside tail here, which coincides with the 200 moving average. So I would expect us to sort of get back to the 12,600 area before looking for a second move or a continuation of this move to the downside. Possibly higher, because you may get the channel break retest, which would be the 20 moving average, and that would be roughly around there, which is 12,660. So anything up in those areas may have me looking for a short. So anything back up, what's this, 12,600 area, and if we do get some bearish action there, I will consider looking for shorts. But as it stands now, this to me is get onto the lower time frames and trade whatever happens on the lower time frames. So you can see we had the strong move down, and we're talking on the 6 minute chart. So we had first move down, a retracement, second move down, fairly strong, we bounced up, and now we've gone to channel, so spike and channel. So this channel that we have at the moment is kind of, I think, what you want to focus on. Okay, so a break below this is going to bring these bottom levels into play, okay, which will be this 12,460 area, and obviously a break above it is going to bring the upside levels into play. And your upside levels, you need to, it's so messy. The first level would be that, the top of this range here. See this consolidation here? That would be the first level, and that would be 12,580. So yes, I think for me, this is very much going to be a day of sitting behind the charts and trading what we see on the lower time frames. So all your targets are going to be on the lower time frame. So obviously a break above this level here will set up a measured move for you, and it'll be from this level here to there. Okay, so if this break above this range occurs, then what you can expect is a measured move Well, as we've got the first level in, which is 12,580, and then the second one would be a retest of the channel break, and that's going to be around there at 12,620. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for today, is on the lower time frames, and for me it'll be the 6 minutes. If we do break to the upside, I'll trade this long. If we do break the downside, I'll trade this short, but it's going to be short-lived. Okay, so looking for these short-term targets here. So you're basically looking at 30 points, target 1, 70 points, target 2, and to the downside, similar scenario, although you're probably going to get one trade of 60 points to the downside. So that's what I suspect is happening today. This is going to be our zone in the sand as such. So break below, downside, break to the upside. And unfortunately, you're going to have to pay attention to these levels. And this channel could be playing out, so it'll be interesting to see whether we can get an entry short and if we do break below these levels, because these are the levels we need to watch for. So that's going to be our first one. So the first area to watch to the downside is 12,495. Then we've got 12,466. And then obviously we've got this area here, which is going to be 12,400 area. Okay, so that's kind of my take of this at the moment. Right now it is looking like it's short, but just looking at what went on the last 2 weeks, I do suspect we're going to get more of the same until we get some kind of political stability. We're going to be very up and down and range bound on pretty much all different time frames. So the best way to trade these things is just get down to a low time frame and shorten your outlook for your targets. Make sure your targets are smaller and make sure they're hit. And that's pretty much the way I'm going to trade this. Okay, so yeah, I'll update in the comments if I do trade the DAX today. I may not even trade the DAX. Maybe just focus on the Dow Jones, which got a bit of a better setup than this. Anyway, guys, doubt it helps very much today because we topsy-turvy. But sometimes the best trade is to keep your money in your pocket. And I think for me, the DAX is pointing to exactly that today. Keep the money in the pocket and rather wait for a better setup at a later stage. Anyway, guys, that's my take on the DAX today. I hope it does help you somewhat. And stay safe, enjoy the day, and I'll catch you later.